Imagine two people standing at the edge of the exact same decision. One sees danger, the other sees opportunity. One thinks, I might lose everything. The other thinks, what's the worst that can actually happen? Same situation, same money, completely different outcome. Now here's the strange part. The person who takes more risk often ends up safer in the long run. And the person who tries to play it safe ends up stuck, stressed, and broke. So what's going on here? Why do rich people seem comfortable taking risks, while everyone else is afraid of them? Most people grow up believing one simple rule about money: avoid risk, don't lose money, don't make mistakes, don't take chances. So what do people do? They save money in low-interest accounts, they avoid investing because it feels risky, they stay in stable jobs even if they hate them. It feels responsible, it feels safe. But here's the problem. Playing it safe is often the riskiest thing you can do. Because, while you're trying not to lose money, you're slowly losing something much bigger: time, opportunity, growth, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Let's break this down in the simplest ways possible. There are *2 types of risk: 1. Visible risk, 2. Invisible risk. This is the obvious kind: investing in stocks, starting a business, trying something new. It feels scary because you can see the potential loss. You might lose money, you might fail, you might look stupid. So your brain says, avoid this invisible risk, the one most people ignore. This one is much more dangerous: staying in a job with no growth, letting money sit idle, never learning new skills. It feels safe, but over time it quietly costs you: missed opportunities, lost income, potential financial stagnation. And here's the twist: rich people are more afraid of this invisible risk than visible risk. That's the difference. A simple example. Let's say you have $1,000. Most people think like this: if I invest it, I could lose it. Better to keep it safe. So they leave it in a savings account. Feels smart, right? But let's zoom out. Inflation slowly eats that money. Opportunities pass by. That $1 never grows. Now compare that to someone else. They invest it. Maybe they lose some at first, maybe they make mistakes, but they learn, they gain experience, they improve. Over time, that same person builds knowledge, confidence, and better opportunities. So who actually took the bigger risk? The one who might lose money today, or the one who guarantees they won't grow tomorrow? Psychological insight. This all comes down to how our brains are wired. Humans hate losing more than they enjoy winning. This is called *loss aversion. Losing $100 feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. So naturally, we avoid situations where we might lose. But here's the catch. Your brain is focused on short-term pain, not long-term results. Rich people think differently because they've trained themselves to ask a different question. Instead of, what if I lose? They ask, what if I don't try? That shift changes everything. The real difference: poor and middle-class thinking. Avoid mistakes, protect what you have. Play defense, wealthy thinking. Take calculated risks, focus on long-term outcomes. Play offense. It's not that rich people love risk, it's that they understand it better. They don't take blind risks, they take calculated risks. What is a calculated risk? A calculated risk is not gambling, it's not throwing money into something randomly, it's when you understand the downside, limit how much you can lose. Focus on the potential upside. Think of it like this. Poor mindset, I might lose everything. Rich mindset, what's the worst case scenario? And can I handle it? That's it. Another real-life scenario. Let's talk about careers. Someone is working a stable job. It pays okay, it's predictable, it feels safe, but there's no growth, no skill development, no increase in income, no real future upside. Now they see an opportunity, a new job, or starting something on the side. It's uncertain. So what do most people do? They stay where they are, because it feels safe. But fast forward 5 years. Nothing changes. Meanwhile, someone else took that risk. Maybe it didn't work immediately, but they gained skills, they built connections, they opened doors. Eventually, their income grows far beyond the safe option. So again, who took the bigger risk? The hidden truth about risk. Here's something most people don't realize. Risk doesn't disappear, it just changes form. If you avoid investing, you take the risk of losing purchasing power. If you avoid change, you take the risk of staying stuck. If you avoid failure, you take the risk of never growing. You're always taking a risk. The only question is, are you choosing it consciously, or by default? Asked, Insight section, the real secret is this. Rich people redefine what safe means. Asked, to them, safe is having multiple income sources. Safe is owning assets that grow. Safe is having skills that can't be taken away, but to most people, safe is a stable paycheck. Safe is avoiding mistakes. Safe is doing what everyone else is doing, and that's where everything flips. Because what looks safe on the surface can be the most dangerous path long term. A powerful shift in thinking. Instead of asking, "Does this risky?" Start asking, "Compared to what?" Not investing is risky. Compared to building wealth, staying comfortable is risky. Compared to growing, avoiding mistakes is risky. Compared to learning, this simple shift forces you to see the full picture. Practical takeaway. So what should you actually do with this? You don't need to take huge, life-changing risks overnight. That's not the point. The goal is to start thinking differently. Here are 3 simple changes. 1. Redefine risk. Stop seeing risk as something to avoid. Start seeing it as something to understand. Ask, what's the worst case? Can I handle it? What's the upside? 2. Start small. You don't need to bet everything. Start with small, controlled risks. Invest a small amount. Learn a new skill. Try something on the side. Build confidence over time. Focus on long-term outcomes. Ask, most people make decisions based on short-term fear. Instead, zoom out. Ask, where does this decision lead in 5 years? That question alone will change your thinking. At the end of the day, the difference between rich and poor thinking isn't luck, it isn't intelligence, it isn't even opportunity, it's perspective. One person sees risk and freezes, the other sees risk and asks, asterisk, how do I use this? Chask, because the truth is, you can't build wealth without stepping into uncertainty, you can't grow without taking chances, and you can't win if you're only trying not to lose. So the next time you face a decision that feels risky, don't just ask, what could go wrong? Ask yourself, what could go right, and what will it cost me if I never find out?